Welcome to this recorded summary of Data Day at the Office of Planning, Assessment, and Data for October 19th, 2023. This month's presentation was on Program Vitality. Program Vitality refers to the process of monitoring the vitality and continued viability of academic programs using enrollment, completion, labor market demand, program expenses, mission, and community need, and to make improvements and align resources accordingly. Program Vitality is central to the community college mission of empowering students and responding to community and economic need. In this presentation, we will discuss why we are talking about Program Vitality, the work of DMACC's Program Vitality Task Force, and we'll invite everyone to view the data dashboards used for Program Vitality. First, there's a major national trend that's part of the context of this conversation. The federal government has recently strengthened its gainful employment rules. The revised rule will take effect on July 1st, 2024. Academic programs will be submitted to a two-pronged test. One, a debt-to-earnings ratio, and two, whether graduates earn more than someone with a high school diploma. Programs failing either test for 2 consecutive years could lose access to financial aid. So far, we've seen many nonprofit institutions and cosmetology programs identified for issues with gainful employment, but you can see here the share of public programs that are currently failing this two-pronged test. A second national trend is what's referred to as the enrollment cliff, a topic in a previous Data Day. So we'll invite you to watch that video and won't go into as much detail here. In addition to this declining birth rate, we've also seen an increase in high school graduates saying they're not going straight to college. That's a national trend and one that's present in Iowa as well. Across the state of Iowa, we've seen a decline since 2012 in the percentage of students going directly to community colleges and an increase in students going straight to the workforce. It is easy to see how these trends might encourage a college to review its academic offerings and to see if their programs still meet student and workforce demand. There is also an accreditation context at play. The Higher Learning Commission, under Criterion 4A, expects colleges to review academic programs and act upon the findings. This is also connected to Criterion 5C. Are we engaging in systematic processes to review our current offerings, to look to the future, and to make decisions based on what's best for students and the community? And you can see here as well that it's imperative to link these processes to planning and budgeting. Just a more direct translation here. Are you connecting your institutional planning to your review processes? And are you using that data to make decisions? And following on these HLC expectations, the Iowa Department of Education requires all career and technical programs to be reviewed at least once every 5 years. DMACC already reviews 20% of programs each year, a process that ends with one of the following recommendations for the program. In short, in order to respond to a changing world and a changing workforce, it is necessary to determine if programs are meeting the expected need. We also have at least 2 DMACC contexts to consider. One from our strategic plan. Program Vitality can be used to identify high-demand labor market needs and to consider program changes to meet those needs. And now that DMACC has started the process of a master facilities plan, we need to consider how projections for program need impacts our decisions for building or renovating facilities. In order to develop an annual and responsive program vitality process, a task force involving faculty, academic affairs, and OPAD was convened in early 2023 to create a process for the most vital data to be reviewed and connected to decision making. Not to establish automatic thresholds, but to identify programs that needed a closer look at their viability and vitality. Those programs moving into round 2 will then be reviewed for their program revenues and expenditures and their mission and community need. A rubric was then constructed by the task force in order to provide a descriptive element for programs and what further action should be taken. Programs at level 4 may be considered for additional resources. These would be programs with growing enrollment and completion and robust workforce data. Additionally, at level 1, the committee may make recommendations to executive committee regarding programs that need to be substantially revised or eliminated. This is a screenshot of the Department of Education's Iowa Student Outcomes site, which is just one data point considered in this process. Certainly in alignment with gainful employment and the interests of our students, we must consider what students are actually making upon completion of programs. A link to this site and other resources are available on the OPAD SharePoint. We would invite you to visit the Planning, Assessment, and Data SharePoint site and to explore the data we've made available. All data connected to the Round 1 processes described in this video are available for everyone at the college to view, and we would encourage you to reach out with questions.